Well, good evening, everybody. J-Mac here with you. I'm joined tonight by two of my bros. Double Dirty Big B, how you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. My Friday, my start of my birthday weekend. So going to get away for a couple nights and then back to work. So
Yes, and happy birthday to you. I know it's the big 4-5 this year.
45 on Saturday. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 45. So we'll celebrate that. Are you going to be on Friday night?
Oh, I should be. Yeah, I should be.
All right. We'll talk more about that on Friday night on the Friday night edition of Four Bros. And of course, last but not least, the sleep champion, Mess Around.
I'm doing good. Just finished up another episode of Nightcap with Mess Around with Friends. I got a huge shout out to James Gonzalez, who's my stats guy on the show. Couldn't do without him.
Stumping the Schwab style. I like it. That's an old show. I used to love watching that show because I'd be like, actually, you're wrong. And yeah. Anyway, an interesting
Who would
thing.
be wrong? Schwab or the people going against them?
Yeah, the Schwab was wrong all the time. But
Oh, really?
no one was smart enough to call him out on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that show too, and there's a few times like, you don't know what you're talking about there, bro. You're totally wrong right now.
I know. And you get that same thing sometimes with other people. For instance, this week I had a situation where I was told, you don't ever listen to me, you can't remember anything I say, or she was saying something like that, or I don't know, something. Anyway, and it's like you remember stuff that isn't important, and I'm like, no, I remember the stuff that's important to me. And then something about you didn't remember that, and I was like, yeah. She's like, what was the score in the Packers Super Bowl when they won against the Steelers? I'm like, well, that was 31-25. Like, I don't remember.
It's like that meme I shared when she's like, you never hear a word I say. And he's like, well, that's a weird way to start a conversation.
Right? Yeah. You don't ever listen to me. What did I just say? I was just sitting there like, man, she started this conversation off all weird. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get into the show here. Anyone else sick of seeing the Broncos in primetime? This is just awful.
It's like I said on the show on Nightcap earlier, it's like the games are so bad because no matter who the Broncos are playing, they play down to the Broncos.
I know.
And it makes the game so bad.
I know. I mean, Russell Wilson, was he really do you think it was the system in Seattle?
It looks like it because Geno's running it pretty well right now. I know he didn't have gaudy numbers this last weekend against the Cardinals, but they still won the game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Something's going on. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that is true. There's something going on with Wilson system. Not agreeing with the coach. I mean, could be quite a few different things, but yeah, Wilson's definitely a different quarterback. Not worth the $200 million he got.
Well, how about what's interesting to me is that the supposed division that was supposed to be the best division in football this year in the AFC West, the top two teams are 4-2, but then the bottom two teams have a combined 3 wins this year.
Yeah.
And the NFC East is the best division in football. Did you know that there's 4 teams in the NFC that are over 500 right now?
4. Yeah, and 3 of them are in the freaking NFC East.
And 3 of them are in the NFC East. Think about, and I hate, you know what, Chris, if Crispy was here, he'd be agreeing with me. And I hate to be devil's advocate for the Cowboys because I can't stand them. But how about being the Cowboys right now? You're technically the 3rd best team in the NFC. Okay. But you're 3rd in your division.
Yep. Yeah.
That means you would not even host a wild card game.
Nope. It wouldn't matter. Dak would just run the ball on fourth down with 3 seconds left again anyway. So
With no timeouts.
yeah.
Right. So we spoke the beginning of the season about how Father Time's eventually going to catch up to some folks, right?
Yep.
Has anyone else paid attention to the fact that the two oldest starting quarterbacks in the NFL are both 3-3 on the season?
And they're both looking like poo.
And I just saw a stat yesterday or something. Somebody had a meme. Sunday was the first time Brady and Rodgers both lost the same day, being 7-point plus favorites.
Yep.
Going into their game.
I saw that. I can't remember who posted it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
it's probably over for both of them, to be honest. I know we say that every year about Brady, but
Well, according to your brother, he said that Rodgers said this is his last year
Yep.
after the game.
Yeah,
I'm
Rodgers
sure-
did come out and say that. Yeah.
I'm sure he cried about that.
Well, yeah, he told me you're going to be happy when you hear this. Rodgers said he's done after him. Like,
But
He's
here's
done
the
with
thing,
this
though.
one.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. Like, am I happy about it? I'm not a Rodgers fan. Everyone knows that, but I'm not happy about it because that means it's a rebuild now.
Right.
And what team wants to? What fan wants to go through a rebuild on their team?
I'm going through that right now, and it's terrible.
Well,
So-
the thing is right now, I mean, you got faith in your backup quarterback, so you're going to be getting a new quarterback next year. I mean, who are you going to go get? A veteran that's in free agency, trade for one, or you're going to totally rebuild and go out and get the top rookie? I mean,
Personally, I think we should trade for Huntley in Baltimore, but that's probably not going to
Yeah.
happen.
well,
That's the guy I go get because I don't trust Jordan Love.
I would trade for Teddy Bridgewater in Miami.
There you go. I like Huntley better than Bridgewater only because he's younger and he can push the ball down the field better.
the one knock on Bridgewater is I don't think if he's named the starter as the number one guy, I don't think he can handle the pressure. But if he's the backup and he has to fill in, then he's a good quarterback. But I don't think he can come out week one and it's his job.
How much
And,
faith do you have in Jordan Love at this point in time?
I think with the right team around him, he could be fine, to be honest. I don't think we've seen enough of him to know. That's the problem. Everyone's always like, he sucks. Well, we've watched him start one game in the NFL. And that one game, he wasn't exactly horrible. It's not like he went out and threw 5 interceptions in the first half.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. It was a close game with Kansas City there, even with Love.
So it's not like he was absolutely horrible. Now, he's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Brett Favre, of course. But you can't – there. So let me say that if Green Bay gets a new quarterback, like drafts a new quarterback, and they're a first ballot Hall of Famer, they are the luckiest franchise in all of sports history because you've already done it once. You really think that's going to happen again?
You've done it once. You traded for one. So,
well, no, what I'm saying is you went from Favre to Rodgers.
Yep.
So you did it once. You did it one time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You went from Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer. Do you really think that's going to happen a second time?
I hope not. I hope they go through years of trying to get a quarterback like the Bears did, so I can be like, Adam, now you know how I feel.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. But I think it's both their last years. I don't think they're going to come back. And I think if you look at it from Brady's perspective, he's thinking he's coming back with a solid team, going to walk into the Super Bowl again. And here he sits 3-3, and he's screaming at his offensive line on the sidelines.
Yeah,
and to boot, he's getting a divorce. So
yeah, I think it's that and Father Time.
Yeah, and the thing is did the Bucs really want him back? I mean, they're already set to go with a new coach, a new quarterback, kind of rebuild a little bit, and then he said he's coming back. So of course you're not going to sit a guy like Brady. I mean, you're going to give him the starting job, but you had one game plan and now you flip flopped it, and because Brady wanted to come back, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Bruce Arians would have came back if it wasn't for Brady. I don't know if that's what you just said because I was talking to my daughter, but Arians had said if Brady would have stayed retired, he would still been coaching.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's look at this. Let's look at this for Washington. For Washington, I still want to call them the Washington football team, but it's the Washington Commanders now.
I still want to call them the Redskins.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's Heineke time.
I
Yeah,
thought
Wentz is going to be out for a while.
they should have never traded for Wentz. It should have been Heineke's team to begin with. He took the Bucks to the limit in that playoff game.
I'm going to say
they should have gave him the chance.
so. So right now they sit at 2-4, and he's starting the next 4 to 6 weeks. Now in those 4 to 6 weeks, if he wins 3 games, okay, and they're like 5-7 after 12 games, and Wentz comes back, do you stay with Heineke or do you give Wentz the ball back?
I'm staying with Heineke. And like I said, they should have stayed with Heineke after that. When they played the Bucks tough, they should have went and got Wentz. They should have stayed with Heineke.
Yeah, they should have stayed with Heineke since day one, but in those games, are the losses his fault or were there close games? The defense just falter. So I mean, you got a lot to play the factor, but yeah, if he comes out of there, in the next 6 weeks, 4-2, 5-1, definitely 6-0. Yeah, you keep him. I mean, even if he's 3-3 and the games were close that they lost, and he still put up good numbers, I think you still keep him as your quarterback. I think Wentz is done. He might go to Green Bay. Who knows?
God, no. We go to Chicago.
No, we're
Yeah.
good. I think Fields is going to turn around.
You know what would be? Do you know what would be the ultimate thing for me? What would be the best thing to ever happen in football history?
What's that?
Is if Brady. So I don't want to say it like if Brady gets hurt, but if Brady can't finish the season for some reason, and the Buccaneers go out and sign a Big Dick Nick, and he takes over for Tom Brady. That'd be like the ultimate slap in the face. The guy that beat you in the Super Bowl just took over your team.
Yeah, no, I think they would go with that. They got a young quarterback they like. So
Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do. But I just think that'd be the ultimate karma.
Yeah, but it'd be funny. It'd be really funny for the guy that beats you in the Super Bowl comes and takes your job.
Right. And he'd walk out there with that big dick energy too, just like that's right.
Oh, I'd walk out with the ring on too.
Right?
Yeah.
And the ball I caught the touchdown with that he dropped.
No doubt. Let's see. What else is there to talk about? Well, we got playoff baseball still going on. We got the Astros. Yay.
Ooh.
I don't think anyone cares about that.
Well, what a heck of a game, though, to close out. I mean, 18 innings, 1-0. I mean,
yeah.
Granted, we didn't want the Astros to win, but, Mariners put up somewhat of a fight that last game.
They did. And then on the other side, we got the Phillies. Gross.
Yeah.
And the Padres. But I got to say this. I can't root for the Phillies. It's all in me that I can't because I'm a Braves fan. But I got to say, if the Phillies won the World Series, you would have 2 100-win teams and the World Series champion in the same division. and you know what? I loved this headline. I saw it earlier. Someone shared it. They said, "Congratulations to Freddie Freeman. He signed with the Dodgers, won 111 games, and it got him all the way to 4 hours longer in the playoffs."
Right? I still say you guys made out better on that deal. You got a younger first baseman, a guy that hits for more power.
And you know what I get tired of? I get tired of everyone. you get on all the fan groups and they're all like, God, our manager sucks. He doesn't know how to manage guys. Now, Matt Olson went through one of the biggest slumps of his career. He was like 7 for 73 by the time he took a day off. Okay. I mean, that's horrible. Let's not face it. That's terrible. He took a day off. He pinched hit in that game, by the way. So he didn't even get the full day off. Pinched hit is a designated hitter. Came back, and in the final 2 weeks of the season, he ended up hitting 7 home runs and driving in 14 runs in the last 2 weeks. That day off was the greatest thing that happened to him the entire season. And him and Dansby Swanson were the only two to play 162 games in baseball this year.
Wow.
In the league. So, but you look at Olson's season totals. I mean, he had 34 homers, 105 RBIs. His average has never been great. So you rather have a guy who's going to hit 30 homers and drive in 100 runs every year with a low average, or have a guy like Freeman who is going to win the batting title, but he only hit 20 homers and drove in like 78 runs. So which one would you rather have on your team?
You mean the 100 RBI guy every day, twice on Sundays?
But the thing, look at the lineup the Dodgers have, though. I mean, they got run producers all over the place. I mean, I don't know what Freeman's numbers were career-wise with the Braves, but I know there was another, Braves fan that wanted Swanson traded after like the first month of baseball because he couldn't hit his weight.
He could. The first month, the thing about Swanson is the first month of the season, he usually couldn't hit his way out of a wet paper sack.
Yep. There was a certain person that wanted him traded.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, defensively, I will tell you he's one of the best shortstops in baseball. Defensively.
Oh yeah. I mean that's just I mean that's just like Buxton. Buxton can't stay healthy, but do you want to get rid of him because he's one of the best defensive center fielders around?
Right.
I mean,
right. No.
We're on the subject of baseball. It's on a sad note for me. The White Sox are done with Jose Abreu. They came out and said they're not bringing him back. This is his final year. There's rumors out there that he may sign with the North Side, sign with the Cubbies. It's really the end of an era. Abreu didn't really have gaudy numbers. I mean, he did have a lot of years of 30 and 100, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer by any means. But it's just sad to see him go.
Yeah.
He's gonna need a ring or two to get in the Hall of Fame.
What's your guys' thoughts on the Wilson Contreras and playing his last game in Chicago?
I think they messed up after their World Series win and starting to get rid of everybody. I think they should have kept them around, but we all knew it was coming. They got rid of Bryant last year, Rizzo last year, a couple of the guys this year. So I mean, the writing was on the wall. I mean, hopefully he goes somewhere and can get another good run.
Well, I don't know. I didn't think the Cubs were going to try and bring him back, but I don't think Contreras wants to go back.
No. But I think he's been disrespected in Chicago. He won't go back. Yeah.
No.
Shane Stafford's with us. Nice to see you, Shane. Thanks for joining. He says, what's going on? Not a whole lot. We're sitting here talking sports, hanging out with the bros. We're glad you're here. Throw a topic in if you want to hear something. Don't be afraid. Also, and we can, again, tonight, if you guys want, we can throw that out there if it's still on here. I don't know.
Number?
I don't know how to do any of this stuff because, Crispy's usually here and does it. And
I know I had to figure that out myself on Nightcap, but I made it through.
He's not here. I think I can still get it. Hey, give me 1 second. But while I'm working on that, anything you want to talk about tonight? What do you guys want to talk about?
We got the NBA kicking off tomorrow. That's kind of big.
NBA kickoff. Yep. That'll be a big deal. Oh, hockey. I mean, hockey's going on.
Boo.
You don't like the Minnesota Wild right now?
Well, God, 0-3 in their home games, and they've scored, what did I say, 12 goals, and they've given up 20? I mean, I know hockey's one of those sports where, you try to get a lot of lucky bounces and stuff, but, man, they cannot stop a goal to save their life. I'll be like Ace, trade them all, get rid of them, let's start fresh. And then they'll turn it around and win the cup.
Yeah. Yep, that's about how it goes. Number scrolling across the bottom if you want to call the show. But it's going to be a long season, I think, in the NHL for our teams.
Well, I think the Wild are going to be decent, but the start right now is just, it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe, I still think they got the one guy they want in goal. They traded for, so.
My Blackhawks are off to a decent start. They're 1-2.
That's good.
And the Lightning they're 1-2 also. That's kind of weird to see them at that starting off kind of slow, but
it's early.
I think they'll be there at the end for sure.
They will. They always are. Is it just weird though? Like Florida has 2 ice hockey teams, but when's the last time you've seen ice in Florida?
Exactly.
So that's weird. It's weird to think about seeing ice in Florida hockey teams. So we got the NHL going on. We got the NBA starting tomorrow.
Game 5 of the playoffs with the Yankees and
Guardians.
Yeah, that was postponed today, wasn't it?
Yep. Come on, Guardians.
Right.
Which I gotta say, people say that so there's good sports towns and bad sports towns. Man, think about New York. Would you hate playing in New York? You're talking about a guy in Aaron Judge who hit 62 home runs this year.
Yep.
Pretty much won the Triple Crown in the AL, and then got booed at the first 3 games.
Yeah, he made a comment about that too, something like that.
Come on. Like the guy carried your team all year, and you're gonna boo him because he's going through, a bad moment.
Well, exactly. I mean, but that's the thing with baseball is it's all about streaks. You got good streaks, you got bad streaks. I mean, Jeter had a bad streak. A-Rod's had a bad streak. Bernie Williams have had a bad streak in the playoffs. I mean, you got bad pitching. I mean, Judge, carried the team, almost won the Triple Crown. He'll probably. I think, matter of fact, I think his comment was that if he's going to get booed, he doesn't want to re-sign with the Yankees. If I saw it right.
Talking about bad streaks, even Clayton Kershaw was bad in the playoffs until the year they won the series.
Yeah, the little 62-game series,
We have rice.
Right. The one that should have an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying that season for both basketball and baseball, basketball, baseball, hockey should all have an asterisk next to it.
Yeah. Tomorrow they have 2 games for the NBA. They got Boston and Philly, the Golden State Warriors, and the Lakers.
Yeah, I'll take the Warriors. Who was the other one, Dave?
The Celtics and the Sixers.
No, I was asking if they had rice.
Ooh, that's. They playing in Philly or are they playing in Boston?
They are playing in. Let's see. I believe they're playing in Boston. The Golden State game's in Golden State.
Yeah, I'll go Warriors. I'll go. A Boston game. I'll go the home teams. I'll go Boston and Warriors.
I'll take the Sixers and the Warriors.
Wait! I missed something. So,
we're talking about the games tomorrow.
The 2 games tomorrow, they're on top for the kickoff for the NBA. Are the Sixers and Celtics, and the Lakers and Warriors.
I can't root for the Lakers, so I'm taking the Warriors in that game, and I'll take the Celtics just because you guys took the Sixers.
I think that
Sixers Celtics too, didn't you?
Yeah, they're at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And the other one took Sixers.
Oh.
I hope LaFlop flops this year, to be honest.
And that's the thing is, like, you can't root for the Lakers. I can't either. I just can't root for LeBron. yes, the guy's got talent, no doubt about it. But he's holding on for. I believe he's holding on for one thing, and that's to play with his son for 1 year.
Yep.
If that's the case, then become a bench player, and then let it go. Let the team build what they need. You can stick on as a bench player, but he's not the same guy he used to be.
God bless you.
I tried to hit the mute button. I couldn't get it fast enough.
Hey, it happens, man. It happens. No, that'll be good. A lot of NBA fans, so they'll be happy their sports back on. That's for sure. NHL will be on for a while. Baseball's wrapping up. Football, football season always goes so damn fast.
It does.
Is it
Week 1
is
to
it-
17.
Is it
Week
just
6.
I know it's already week
Yeah.
6. Like it's crazy.
But that's the thing with football. Yeah, we all get excited when it's draft day. It's training camp. Preseason, then the season, and then after the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, you got the Pro Bowl, which they don't have anymore, and then it goes away for a while, and then draft comes up, and then the combine.
The whole 6 months between the end of the season and the start of the season is so long, but once the season gets here, it's boom. And before you know it, it's over.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's for sure. Crazy how fast it goes.
But all 17 games mean something.
Anybody got any crazy stories? Therapy time?
I mean, there's always crazy stories you could talk about. There's always crazy things going on. In my opinion, anyway. There's always
Because
something.
I got one for you.
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's hear it.
Okay, so we're shopping tonight, right? And we need a new microwave because our microwave went on the fritz. So we went over to the microwaves. I'm looking. They got the generic one that we had before for like $77. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that again. So I look over. There's this like 3-in-1 microwave. It's $110. Like $40 more. And it has an air fryer. You can bake stuff and roast stuff in there. I'm like, I'm getting that one. Put it in the cart, walk over to the girlfriend, and she's like, how much is that? And I'm like, $30 more than the one I was going to get. And she's like, how much is it? I'm like, $110. She's like, what? You're going to pay $110 for that? I'm like, yeah, but you understand. It's got the air fryer, and it's got this, and that. You so much more in it. And she's like, whatever, it's your money. I'm like, that's right, it is my money. Thank you.
All right, got some tunes.
It's that time. Hanging out time.
Yeah, I don't
Reminds you
have
being
any
like-
crazy stories, but it's just weird how you can find something like that mess around 3-in-1 for $30 more, but they get upset with it. But yet, in the long run, they probably would have bought all 3 items at different times, so it would have been $70 a piece.
That's what I was telling her. I'm like, if you bought an air fryer separate and you buy a microwave separate from each other, you're spending $200. I saved us like
Yep.
$90.
Yep.
True story. Like all of that those things happen. I once heard it put this way. I once heard it put that a woman will spend $2 on a $1 item that she thinks she needs.
Yep.
And a man will spend $1 on a $2 item that he does not need.
Yep.
Dude, that is so true. That is so me too. I do that. She's like, you're so bad with money, which is true. I am terrible with money. That's why I never have any.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the one thing I could say, my significant other is very good at, and I definitely would not have the things I've had if it was me by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
all
don't know.
excited. I can't wait to try out the air fryer.
Oh, air fryers are awesome.
Air fryer is the way to go, man. It gives you the deep fried taste without the deep
Yep.
fried oil. It's so much better
Yep.
for you.
We've even thrown some steaks in the air fryer, and they turned out magnificent.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it came with the recipe book and everything, and I just can't wait to dive in and try it.
Yep. Which one was it?
It's I think it was the brand name was Glazer or something like that. Glazer.
Oh, okay.
Glazer. Yeah,
That's
that's weird one. You could roast stuff, you could bake stuff in there, and it's an air fryer and a microwave. So it's like,
Yeah.
why not spend $40 and get all that together instead of paying $200 separately for both items?
For sure.
Well, yeah. Once you get that, like J-Mac said, you get that deep fried taste on things, the crunch and everything. She'll thank you.
Right? And I told her, I said, you've been wanting an air fryer for a long time, so
Nope.
shut up. I didn't say shut up. I would have been slapped, but I
Yeah.
was thinking it.
You might not have been slapped. You probably would have been the silent treatment. Which why do they think that's a punishment? Can I ask that?
It's
Why?
like-
Why? Okay, but the thing is why is it a punishment for us? But yet when they get upset and they don't want to talk about things, then they just walk away. We're supposed to deal with it.
I
I
know.
don't know, but it's a lot like you're sleeping on the couch tonight. Okay,
Cool.
right?
Maybe I'll get some sleep and won't have to fight to get the covers back, and
Yeah, no
won't
kidding.
have to hear you bitch in the morning because I didn't
Which-
like roll over and touch you. The list goes on.
Oh,
For me,
God.
I sleep on the couch by choice because she cannot sleep with the light off in the bedroom for some reason. She just can't, and I can't sleep with the
What?
light on.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
The light's
sleep with she sleeps with the light on.
Yes, and I
Oh,
can't do
wow.
that, so I sleep on the couch.
Wow, I
She
never heard
cannot-
anybody do that. I mean, I fall asleep with the light on, and but no, when it's bedtime, the lights are off.
I don't
no
know what
one-
it is. She's
no
not
one-
afraid
no-
it's dark or nothing. She just can't sleep with the light off.
No wonder you never get any if she can't turn the lights off.
I know. No nightcap with mess around.
Right? And the hands get kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Hands getting kind of sore.
You know what the worst thing about that is though. Speaking of hands getting sore, I just wish that in our younger days, and I know you guys are going to agree with me on this 100%. I just wish in our younger days that they wouldn't have lied to us, like
Right.
they tell you it's okay to explore yourself. It's okay. You're going to do this. Here's what they don't tell you. You're still going to be doing it in your 40s.
Did Ace send you guys a joke? The one about getting rear-ended?
Rear-ended? No.
It is so freaking funny. He told me this joke and I was laughing. So this guy gets a text from his daughter. She's like, Dad, I got in a car wreck. Everything's fine. I got rear-ended. I need you to come get me. And he responds back, I'm glad everybody's safe and okay. I'll come get you, but I can't right now. I'm busy. Your mom's getting rear-ended too. Your mom's getting rear-ended right now too.
That's funny.
Only
a good
on Four Bros.
No, that's a good joke.
I'm like, how can you concentrate on banging the mom while you're talking to the daughter? Like, that'd just be weird.
It would be weird. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear about how the healthcare professionals are no longer considering home birth a delivery?
Huh.
Well, because apparently, if it's at home, it's not delivery; it's DiGiorno.
And that's great. It's not delivered. It's DiGiorno.
See, we can all remember that. I was having a conversation with someone today, and then you guys will agree with me, us being all in the same generation, that we're the last generation that remembers what it was like to not have one of these things glued to your hand all day.
Oh my God! Tell me about it.
We are the last generation that knows what that's like. To just go outside, find a stick and a rock and play baseball with a stick and a rock. You know, one of the greatest things that I don't remember what movie it was. Might have been a show, but have you guys seen it? The scene where they're like, "What do you do for fun around here?" And they're like, "Sometimes we throw things at Kevin."
Oh,
And they're like, "Who's Kevin?" And they're like, "Kevin!" And they throw shit at him.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh, I can't think of what it is, but
Kevin.
but that's the thing is like, you know, every Sunday morning or Saturday morning, where were we at? At the parks playing football, basketball, baseball. I mean, summertime.
Well, that was-
I don't recall one day, unless it was raining, that I was not at a buddy's house playing some kind of sport or tag or building some kind of fort, treehouse type thing. I mean,
That was what was so great about camping. Like, for the first time that I can remember in a long time, for 3 days I did not have my phone in my hand
We don't have phones because
we didn't get service out there.
there's no cell phone service.
And it was so awesome not having the thing go off and ring and no messages, no nothing. It was just us guys and the girls and the kids having fun. And, you know,
Yep.
it was awesome. I can't remember the last time I did that for 3 days in a row, not having the phone glued to my hand.
Yeah.
could you see this generation of people if the internet and everything just like stopped working on how lost they would be?
Yeah.
I mean,
Completely.
I mean, granted, I kind of would be lost too without my phone, but still, I'd
It's
be
kinda
able to
like the thing
manage.
that they're saying if you want to discipline your kid, don't take their phone's electronics from them, turn off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
No, change the Wi-Fi password. That's
That
what-
too. Yeah.
I've seen the ones. I've seen the videos where the mom changed the Wi-Fi password, so the kid will come and be like, "Mom, what's the Wi-Fi password?" Read a book first, and then they go and they come back out and they're like, "Mom, I read a book. What's the Wi-Fi password?" Read a book first. No spaces, no capitals.
That's the password. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing what kids can't accomplish without the internet.
Yeah.
And we all like you were saying, Big B, we all remember we all got on our bikes and we went to each friend's house. Hey, can Tommy come out and play? No, he's grounded. So then you rode your bike over to your next friend's house until you found someone that could come outside.
Yep.
Or, you know, you drive over to your friend's house, you see all the bikes out there, and you knew that was where your friends were at.
Right?
Yep.
You knew that's not. You knew that's where everybody's at. So,
Or you plan something the day before after you guys all hung out. Be like, okay, let's go to the park and bring your Nerf guns or squirt guns or something. We'll do something.
I don't think kids these days know what it's like to drink in the woods and get chased by the cops.
Oh no, they don't. They don't. And get away. Get away.
Yeah.
And and I was telling them this the other day. I'm like, you guys don't even know how good I had it as a kid. Like, if the cops showed up, you begged to go to jail. You're like, just take me to jail, please.
Yeah.
Please don't take me home to my parents. They will kill me.
Right. Yeah.
And they always took you home to your parents because you still feared your parents back then.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my
All
mom always told me if I went to jail for something stupid, I would be sitting there until Monday.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Don't bother using one phone call to call me because I'm not going to answer it. If I do, I'm not coming to get you.
Yep.
And do you guys remember the collect calls? Like, you would be hanging out with your friends and your mom needed to come pick you up. So you'd get on the and my kids don't even know what a collect call is. I'm sure your kids don't know either. But you'd get on with the operator and you tell them what number to call, and you'd be like, a call from Mom, I'm done at the mall, come pick me up, bye, and then hang up the phone.
Yep.
Do you remember that commercial?
Yes.
There was a commercial, collect call from your baby boy or whatever, and it goes and they hang up and the mom goes, what was it? Oh, it was Bobby. They had a boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we used to do. You just be like, oh, sorry, wrong number. And then your mom would come pick you up at the mall because Like we figured out those little things on how to make those things work.
Kids would see a payphone these days and be like, "What the hell is that?"
I know.
God, I
Well,
haven't seen a payphone in years.
I
I
know.
know. I saw
Maybe in Iowa or something.
I saw a post the other day that said, what it's like now being a kid. Mom, I'm going to hang out at my friend's house. Okay, text me when you get there. Text me when you go to the mall. Text me when you get back from the mall. Text me when you go here. Text me when you go there. When I was a kid, it was like, Mom, I'm going to hang out with my friends. Cool. Be home by dark.
Oh,
When the street light comes on, that's when it's time to come home.
Like that was it. There was no check in with me. It was come home when it's dark.
My dad would just stand outside the doorway and whistle as loud as we could. And when we heard him whistle, we knew it was time to come home.
Right? Yep. And you knew if you were in trouble because you'd be hanging out with your friends and you'd hear your name called and you would just look at your friends and be like, guys, I got to go. And they're like,
Right.
but we're in the middle of you realize it doesn't matter. I got to go.
oh.
Fuck it, I'll take the beat and let's finish this game.
And well, that's the other thing. That's the other thing is that you knew. So as a kid, you're like, this plus this equals an ass whooping. So is this plus this, is it worth it?
Only if you won the game, it was worth it.
Right?
If your
Right.
team lost, you're like, oh man, not only did we lose,
Or if you got to
but
second
my
base
ass
or
was
something.
like,
I
yo,
mean,
Well, right. But this, I don't know about your guys' dads. My dad was more along the one that if he called you home, you didn't come home, and then you lost the game, you'd go home and he'd be like, where were you? Well, I was playing football game. Did you win or lose? And then you'd get punished more for losing.
yeah,
Like you didn't come home when I called you and you're a loser. Like that's
well, was your brother on your team a lot of times? I mean,
No, we used to. So me and my cousin, funny story. I could tell you this one. Me and my cousin Steven, we used to like to play football 2-on-2 against my brother and my cousin Josh, who was his younger brother. So the two of us used to like to play against them because they'd be like, "Oh, we should play 2-hand touch." We're like, "Oh no, there's this really cool game now. It's called Bump and Run." And so, you know, they'd come to defend you, and you just shove them off of you, and then catch the ball. And that only worked. That only worked until your parents caught you doing it, and then your dads are like, "Oh, you want to play Bump and Run, do you?" Yeah.
we were allowed to play tackle football until this kid from the neighborhood I think me and my brother tackled dude at the same time and gave him a concussion. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't know it. He was walking around the neighborhood, didn't know where he lived, didn't know who he was. And one of the neighbor moms found him. And he said the last thing he remembers playing football with the Esparzas.
Oh,
Parents
God.
found out about it. We got in trouble. We got grounded. We told him not to play tackle football, blah, blah, blah. And we got in big time trouble for that one. So
I bet. Yeah. The things you could get in trouble for back in the day.
Yeah.
Now you can't even yell at a kid without they're like, that's emotional damage.
yeah.
Right.
Yes.
preaching to the choir and went to jail over that one.
So it's just so stupid, man. It's so dumb.
But that's just the way the world is. Everybody, gets so hurt and offended by every little thing you do. I mean, it's just not family life. It's out in the world. I mean,
No, it is. It is. I heard a guy describe it best. He was talking to a law enforcement officer, and and he was one of those First Amendment auditors that's like videoing where he can, like in a public place, not bothering anybody, right? And
Yep.
the cop's like, "You can't film here," and he's like, "Actually, I can." And the police officer went into like, "Well, people are offended and you're hurting their feelings," and he's like, "Well, I guess it's a good thing you're not a feelings enforcement officer then, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
You're a law enforcement
Yeah.
officer, and I'm not breaking the law, so leave me the hell alone."
That's great.
It's again just how much, even for me, how much has changed in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And where's technology going? Where are we going to be next? This is a way to think about it. In 2022, I thought we would have had flying cars.
I was told that when I was 6.
Right. Yet we have to tell
Back to the
people
Future.
Yet we have to tell people to not eat laundry soap.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not starting.
Or not to do the chip challenge.
Like we are not a smart society anymore. But do you know why that is? I figured it out. You know why that is? Remember when we were kids, we would like light off bottle rockets and black cats and all that. And
As we're
guess what?
holding them?
Yeah, as we're holding them. Guess what happened? The stupid kids didn't make it. So now that we put warning labels on everything and tell everybody not to try this at home and not do it, guess what? All the stupid kids grew up to have more stupid kids.
Right? Well, it's like, I don't know about you, but me and my friends, we used to light the bottle rockets, kind of point them at each other so you could dodge it.
No doubt. And if you watch the movie Grown Ups, I know it's not a very good movie cinematography wise, but like the elements of the movie, we all did that as kids. We used to shoot arrows straight up in the air and see who would stand there the longest amount of time before it came back down.
I still got a scar on my foot from I don't know. We used to play this game called Stick It, and so you can get closest to each other without actually hitting them with a knife. My cousin actually stuck me in the foot, and I still got a scar to this day where he stuck me in the foot with a knife.
Was that Bobby?
That was Bobby. Yep. Yep.
Goddamn, Bobby.
I still got a scar. My mom comes home and she's like, "What the? Just happened. What do you guys do?" And we told her, she's like, "You guys are dumb. We're going to the hospital."
Yeah. Yeah, the games we used to play as kids. It's amazing we made it to 15.
Well,
Right?
not even just playing as a kid. I mean, staying out late.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you stay out past in the dark, you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. I think it was just as crazy then as it is today. We just didn't know because we didn't have the internet.
We didn't have the internet. We didn't have anyone recording the dumb shit that we did.
Yep.
Like that's what it's all about.
I seen a post the other day that made me laugh. It's like, I fell off my bike in 1987 when I was a kid. I'm just letting you all know because we didn't have the internet back then.
Right? Right?
And speaking of that, I mean, we are on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. Some of the stuff people post and get views on, and it's just like, really? You thought about posting that? I've come across people posting that they're scratching off lottery tickets.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And
I know.
I'm just like, really?
And they get like
You're live doing this.
2,000 views, millions of views.
Yeah.
Watch them
It's
scratch
insane.
off stupid tickets.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had one of those the other day though. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm watching my dog chase its tail, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how stupid can you be? You're sitting here and you entertain yourself for like a half an hour chasing your tail. Then I sit there and realize that I just watched my dog chase its tail for 20 minutes.
Yep. But it's just weird what people are posting to get views, and they're getting the views. I mean,
You can
Yeah.
post your dog taking a shit and get 2 million views.
Oh.
Jesus.
oh.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right.
It is.
Final thoughts, Big B.
Thanks for watching. Keep checking out Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. We've been promoting it November 1st, myself and Tim Hendricks from Morning Tailgate. We will be doing our new show November 1st, 9 a.m. Central. We came up with the name. It's going to be called C2C Rackham. So check that out November 1st.
All right. Mess around.
Yeah, apologies for dropping the F-bomb and cursing a couple times, but it is what it is. After dark hour, whatever I'm saying is, I always forget it.
Oh yeah, it gets a little dirty.
It gets a little
dark
dirty, yeah. So,
Yeah.
so if I offended anybody with my curse words, I apologize, kind of.
And I'll tell you how I feel. This is J-Mac here, and you can take this one to the bank. If I offended you from the bottom of my heart, I really don't give a shit. So
That is J-Mac being J-Mac for real, right there.
look, like if you can't handle a word, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Can we start being offended by people that are offended?
Yes.
Yeah. Like you hurt my feelings by being offended by what I said.
Yep.
Anyone that knows me, honestly, if you don't want my opinion, don't ask for it. So
that's true story.
because I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to hold back.
He's not
so-
going to sugarcoat it.
No, I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat shit.
Nope.
So, with that said, I think Mess Around for being here, Big B for being here. This is J Mac speaking for the Four Bros Radio Show. Check out Coast to Coast with a lot of great stuff coming up, lots of great shows, great entertainment. Find us on Amazon Fire TV. And we thank you all for watching, listening. Lifelong dreams being lived in front of your very eyes, and we'll see you all on the other side.
All right, Felicia.